Hey, this is Diana, the Midnight Rose. I am going to do something a little different today. This is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while, um, combining astrology and tarot. So, what I have here is a printout for today's chart at 8:25 a.m. EST, and I'm going to draw some cards here, or at least a card. I'm still developing this technique. But I want to talk about a little bit about the astrology of today first. We've already touched on the whole Sun and Saturn conjunction, but I also noticed, and it's in the third decan, which if you don't understand decans, I will go into that in a more in-depth video. But this is associated with death of Saturn and rebirth. It can bring martyrdom if you're not careful, and you may have to sacrifice something in this decan, which is ruled by Mars, and Mars likes to cut things from us. You can't see it well here because the lines, there's so many planets in this house, but these planets are both in the Mars decan and the face. So, but the other thing I noticed that isn't in the other video, we talk about the end of something and starting a new phase. Well, these two are in Pisces and the 12th house. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. The 12th house is the last house of the zodiac. So, talk about endings. So, whatever you have to decide, or whatever change it needs to be made, you will probably do it on your own without help because the 12th house can be isolation, either chosen or you may decide to do like a retreat. It could be by choice, an aesthetic choice. So that's something to think about that. All right. There is a whole video of that, so I'm not going to spend much time on that. I also noticed that we have Mercury conjunct Venus, um, and in Aries in the first. Venus is not comfortable here at all. She doesn't like to be here. Mercury can be a little sharp-tongued, harsh words. I think of these characters a lot of times because I have a loaded third house with them. It's the Breakfast Club. I'd make a joke about that because my third house has Venus and Saturn and Mercury, and they say it's Molly Ringwald's at Emilio Estevez's house, where she's comfortable. The popular kids hang out, but he's not home. She goes into the living room, and there's Judd Nelson, Saturn, and Anthony Michael Hall on the couch. So anyway, but I see Mercury is sort of having a crush on Venus. And she doesn't, Venus like, nerdy guy. But here, he's kind of fighting back. And even in that movie, he asks her if she's going to talk to him after this weekend. And she says, well, no, to be honest, probably not. And he really tears into her. And that's kind of what he's doing here. He's normally very nice to Venus, but he's in a mood here. He's gonna go. He can easily go overboard and go after people sharp with a sharp tongue, with fierce words, and be argumentative. And especially while we still have Mars in its fall in Cancer. It's stationed now, but Mars in Cancer in the fourth home. So there could be arguments at home, especially with the women of the family. So, and Venus is retrograde, so she is really hurting. She is not in a good place to fight back here. She's feeling pretty defeated. She's going through her dark night of the soul. So, and also watch for arguments with the family with a fallen Mars in the fourth. We have Regulus with the part of fortune in Virgo in the sixth house. So Regulus can really elevate people as long as you don't seek revenge. Listen to that fearless leader who has Mars and Regulus. All you have to do is just not seek revenge and you can be elevated. Yeah, right. But anyway, there is a potential here for a lot of fame and fortune with this placement, but you are going to work for it because Virgo likes to work. It's the sixth house for you, the daily grind, the work. So the tarot card associated with this first decan of Virgo is the Eight of Pentacles. Very mindful. You like hard work. Regulus gives a sort of royal influence, but in Virgo, this is through service. You're not the king here. So it's service, precision, mastery. Um, and the sixth house, it's all about work and health and discipline. So you are going to have to work hard. There's a potential to really reap the rewards, but you are going to have to work for it with this placement while it's in this placement. And recognizing that these are not your natal chart, it's just these are transits. So it's not a set thing like in your natal chart, but whatever you're working for right now, you'll have to work hard and probably alone, to be honest. The other thing that I see, a couple other things. Pluto is between Altair, fixed star Altair, and Oculus. So, and he's also in Aquarius. So that's kind of a revolutionary mind, a little bit inhibited here between these two stars. And Pluto likes transformation, especially collectively, because he is an outer planet. Altair is usually boldness and strategy and daring leadership. Oculus is usually somebody with visionary. It's a visionary. So could be really radical shifts in thought, possibly connected to technology, occult knowledge. And there's also a prophetic kind of quality to this placement, seeing into the mechanisms of power and being capable of dismantling and rebuilding them. We certainly know some people are capable of dismantling things. Not sure yet if they can rebuild them. Like the $6 billion man. We can rebuild him. We have the technology, but will they use it? Anyway, so that we definitely see on a more collective level. So you may feel it personally too, but we are going through that collectively. So the other thing I noticed was we have Neptune in the 12th, which is a watery sign, a watery planet in a watery sign, in the sheet fixed star, which can be associated with watery disasters. I would stay away from water today, the next few days, maybe. Don't get on any cruises. So that is something that you probably want to watch for in general with today's reading. And remember, this is for today. It's not a natal chart reading. But the thing I wanted to do here was draw at least one round card, because when I was watching people use round tarot cards, I started thinking, because they aren't like rectangles. They're either upright or they're reversed. There's all these different angles. And I started thinking of astrology and all the angles and aspects. So this is something completely new. I haven't seen anybody do it before, but I want to try this. So I'm going to draw a card. And these are hard to shuffle. This deck is the Simdala deck, like symbol and mandala put together. It's an independent deck. You can get it on Etsy. Okay. Take a deep breath. Let's draw a card for the collective for this chart. I'm using this chart for this day. Okay. Cards here want to stick together. This is a new deck, so I'm going to be very careful here. to keep the same angle when I turn it over. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there's a happy way to start the day. So, the name of the card, the top of the card, is right there at the top, right on the MC. Oh boy. So, we're looking at big transformation here. Not only with Pluto, but we already know Saturn and the Sun is signaling big transformation. So this could be big transformations in work, career, or reputation specifically. This is a card of Mars and Pluto. Oh boy. Pluto, we just talked about that. Mars is still in its fall. But here's the thing with Mars and Pluto and Saturn. People are really afraid of them. Mars and Saturn are the greater and lesser malefic. So people think of them as bad. There is no good and bad. There are challenges, and you have probably experienced this before. When something happens that you think is a catastrophe, it has a way of pushing you to do something that needed to be done to make things better. And that is what this card is indicating. So, and we associate Saturn with death, physical and figurative. Pluto, figurative death. So, this is an intense little reading here. Intense card to pull up. So, we've got the death card and we've got the sun in the middle. So, Saturn and the sun are meeting. They're on the same degree today and tomorrow. This is going to be intense couple of days, and we kind of knew this was coming. The astrology is off the hook for March. We've got so much stuff going on. We've got this happening, and we've got an eclipse on Friday. So I think we need one more card. And plus, I want to try one that's not perfectly upright. That was a coincidence. These are impossible to shuffle. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, there's the top of the card. The hanged one. Oh, wow. This is in the 11th house of friends, acquaintances, connections that can help you in business. So things could be turned upside down here, literally, but in a good way. Once again, we see the sun in the middle. I don't know if this is the whole deck or not that has the sun in the middle, but something is going to turn your circle, the world in your circle of friends, and possibly work, because it could be coworkers, upside down. But that's not a bad thing necessarily. It could be something for the good. Of course, when you're going through it, this upheaval, it surely doesn't feel good. Oh boy. Very intense reading. And the signs associated with this card are Cancer. We got Mars in Cancer still. It's direct, but it's in Cancer. Scorpio. Scorpio is in a very comfortable house in the 8th. It loves the 8th. In modern astrology, that is where a lot of people see it as home. So, yeah. And Pisces. Oh boy. We've got a motherload of Pisces. Wow. This is intense. So Take care of yourself. Do your self-care. Buckle your seatbelt, kids. This is a bumpy ride, but it's to clear away something that you need to get rid of to make way for something better. That doesn't mean it doesn't still suck. And if people tell you that, oh, well, maybe something better is coming along, you want to punch them in the face. Shut up. It doesn't feel like it at the time. And that's how it is. Um, I know I'm a Capricorn rising, Saturn. My sun and Mars are in Aries, totally Mars. My moon is in Scorpio, totally Mars in Hellenistic astrology. I've got so much Mars in my chart, it's not even funny. And I'm in a Mars perfection year. So these things that seem like they're great tragedies are clearing the way for something else. So, and we have been pretty much all going through this on a collective basis. But these next few days, this week is intense. Between this eclipses, the eclipse is going to be an ending. That eclipse in Virgo is going to be the ending of something, in the beginning of a new phase. And we got that in the sixth, which is the house of work. Okay, so I think things are going to be shaken up here at work for a lot of people, but it's necessary to clear the way for something better. So this is the experimental chart I'm doing, the experimental technique. I've never seen it done. I've never tried it before on a public video. I played a little bit with it last night. So take care of yourself, take care of others, be kind to each other. This is a tough time. It's a challenging time, but you can get through it together. All right. I think I've rambled enough for one morning. And by the way, I did upload a Mars meditation video with the prayer to Mars to Tuesday. Today is Mars Day, and I did this and uploaded it at the Mars hour. So it is designed to be played during Mars hour or on Mars Day. So, all right. I'll have that up in a little bit, and best of luck to you. Try to have a good day. Think very strongly about what these changes what doors they can open for you. All right, take care. Bye-bye.